and we're going to get started. So like I said, my name is Tamika Davis. I'm a triple diamond leader. I live in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and I'm about to hit my 5-year mark, which is just crazy. And I literally started this business to make $50 because I was really skeptical. And at the time I was a high school math teacher and soccer coach. I was pregnant, and I was one of those pregnant people that is sick all of the time from morning till night. I slept sitting down because of my heartburn. It was a nightmare for 9 months straight. And I still was able to build my business working full-time, coaching in the evenings, having a 1-year-old at home, and pregnant. So I'm really excited to do this call, and I'm like fired up, and I have so many ideas, and I'm so excited because I went to Rachel Hollis this last weekend. You guys, if you know Rachel Hollis, drop a 1 in the chat. Went and saw her this weekend, and she just like poured so much into us. And there was a night that it was, I believe, Friday night. We were supposed to end at 5:00. And she was like, I just have so much I want to give you guys. So if you need to leave, you can leave. But like, I just want to get through all of this. And she stayed with us until 7:30, like 2.5 extra hours, just pouring into us, giving us all of the tools, all the resources, all the information that we needed. And you know, when it's all said and done, her journey is not the same as our journey. We all live different lives, but the tools that she gave us, we can take and change to make our own. So I'm just going to get right into it. And I really want you guys to be active with me. So I really hate seeing just names and pictures of faces. Like, I thrive a whole lot better when I can see your faces. And so I get if you're driving, I get if, you know, it's staring up at your ceiling, I'm fine with that. But like, I want to know that what I'm saying is being heard, because otherwise I can just go out in the living room and hang out with my family because they're doing cool things right now. But I'm here with you guys because I really want you to be successful in this business. Okay. So, the first thing I want you guys to do, I want you to have a piece of paper and pen out. Okay. But I want you, I've talked to some people on my team, which is why I'm doing this call tonight. And they just say, well, I'm not quitting yet. I'm just not as successful as I wanted to be. And they use that word yet, which means that it's coming, or I'm not giving up yet, but I'm just discouraged. I'm just not as successful as I wanted to be. I'm just not where I thought I would be. Right. And so, the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to define success. What does success mean to you? So I want you to write it down on your paper. And if you don't know, think about it for a minute. And then if you do know, automatically write it down. And then I want you to unmute and I want you to just say it out loud. Like, what does success mean to you?
I can say it out loud for you. I think that success is honestly pure happiness with what you're doing and where you're at.
I love that.
I've been on a Gary V kick lately, and he talks about that a lot, and so it's really shifted my mindset.
Anybody else? What does success mean to you?
Success means. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Okay. Success is just meeting like whatever goal you set for yourself. So, you know, it's different for everyone, like what success will be, but just whatever goal you set, hitting that to me is success.
I like that. Go ahead, Samara.
Success is where you're happy doing what you're doing, but also like being able to provide for your family and not stressing about money.
Okay, cool. Anybody else? So for me, when I first started, like I said, I joined in hopes of making $50 a month. That was my goal. I literally just wanted to try a new product every month, and I didn't want to have to pay for it. So I said, if I can make $50 a month, I can try whatever product I want, and it doesn't come out of my check. And then, or it doesn't come out of my husband's, well, my check, but then I was going to be quitting my job, I knew, at the end of the year. So it wasn't going to come out of my husband's check. And then I was like, and then I could maybe contribute a little bit to bills. You know, I could pay like a little chunk of my cell phone bill, or I could take us on a date. If I just saved, the extra $10 every 3 months, I could take him out on a date and it would be like my money. Like that was literally my goal. So my vision for success was making sure that I was making more than I was spending. Even if it was $5, $10, whatever it was, I wanted to be making more than I was spending. And that was my definition of success. So what I love about hearing everybody's definition is, for the most part, you're in complete control of your success and how you define it. And how you define it is really how you should work your business. And so I'm just so bad with names, but like Marisa said, she said, just being happy. And, she can wake up every single morning and work this business with a good attitude and be happy and claim success. Like Chrissy said, she said, setting goals and hitting them. And so whether those goals are small goals or whether they're large goals, you're completely in charge of that. If you set that goal and you just keep going and you just keep working toward it. And like Samara said, being able to provide for a family. So we're going to get into that a little bit about making money and like being a good steward of your money. So that way you can provide for your family. There are so many people who do this business for extra income, and they make extra income because it's income that you didn't have. They make extra money, but then they have nothing to show for it because they weren't a good steward of it. Like all of a sudden you got an extra $20 and now it's gone before it was even there, and so really being a good steward of your money so that way you can take care of your family. So I really want you guys to be clear on your definition of success. And I know that we look at all of these top leaders. I know I'm guilty of this too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so successful, right? And we're like, why are they successful? Because they're at the top of the company. They're making a lot of money. They're really pretty. They take nice pictures. They look like they're happy, like all of these things. But like, you need to define success for yourself. Okay, that's number one. And then you're going to know how to work your business better to reach that. Okay. So number two, you guys, after you've defined success, what success looks like in your business, in your life, the second question that you really need to ask yourself is, are you treating your business like a business? Okay, that's number two. Are you treating your business like a business? Today, Cami did a Zoom call for all of the VIP leaders. So anyone who's triple and above, she did a call for us today. And it was a good kind of slap in the face. She said, all of these holidays are coming up. She told us what's going to go on for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like all of the things. So that way we could be prepared and have material for our teams ready to go. So with like leadership comes higher responsibility. But she told us, what's going on. And she said, you're going to have people on your team who are like, it's the holidays. I want to spend it with my family. Da, 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 da. Do you guys know what Walmart is doing right now? Christmas is up. The music is playing. I was walking in the back by Garden Center where they keep all the stuff. And one of the ladies is like, we have a whole truckload of trees that we haven't even unloaded yet. Like, Walmart's not thinking, oh, it's Christmas, it's time to spend money or time with their family. They're thinking it's time to make money. It's time to really run with what we're doing. And so many of us, we don't treat our business like a business. We treat it like a hobby. We treat it like a side job. It was my son's birthday today. That didn't mean I took the day off. I called 10 different locations trying to set up pop-ups. I did my power hour. I messaged my team. I did my own personal work. I did a one-on-one meet up with one of my distributors. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm a business owner. And if you guys owned a shop on Center Street, you would be there from open to close every single day. You'd be telling people, hey, come to my store, bring your friends. You'd be telling them all of these things, and you would be working your business like it was like your life depended on it. And we're so blessed in network marketing that we don't have the overhead of having to have a storefront, of having to carry all of the inventory. Like, we literally get to help people and the company handles all the rest. Like, we just have to find the right product for them and then get them set up, and then the company handles all the rest. Like, we're so blessed in that sense. And so, how does our business treating it like a business look like? Okay. So I want you guys to write this stuff down and really take this seriously, because if you're upset and bummed out and discouraged that you're not having success, number one, it's probably because you're not actually treating your business like a business. You start, stop, you start, stop. You have a bad day, so you give up. You have a bad mindset, so you get upset when somebody says no. Like, all of the things. Like, you've got to be relentless. Okay. So things for you guys to check out. Is your Facebook clean and clear? Okay. if you guys have It Works Distributor written in your description, nobody's going to add you as a friend. Okay. Because they already know what you're about. They already know why you're adding them. Okay. So when people go to your page, do you have a good profile picture? Okay. It should not be of your cat. It shouldn't be of your family. Like, you are the face of your business. It should be a face that, like, I go to Walmart almost every day, which is kind of embarrassing to say, but I go to Walmart a lot. And every time I go there, someone's like, "Oh, hey, Tamika." And I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm so-and-so. We're friends on Facebook." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." They know who I am because I use my Facebook well. Like, my face is my face all of the time. It's not like a huge like makeup face and then you see me in real life and it doesn't look like me. Or it's not a picture from 10 years ago when I was 20 pounds lighter. Like, it's a current picture of me. And is your Facebook clean and clear? So as people are scrolling through, do they know your 5 pillars? Do they know what you stand for? Do they know what you represent? Because if you're sharing third-party ads all the time, negative stuff, it's like having trash in your store. People don't want to go to a store that looks trashy, that's confusing. They want to go to a store that's organized. And so, is your Facebook clean and clear? Number 2, how are you advertising? Are you basically a sales ad saying, "I only have 5 spots left. Who wants hair, skin, and nails?" Or, like, are you being a sales ad, or are you offering value? Are you offering a solution? One of the speakers that we had said, and I want to get it right, so let me find it. Which one was it? I know exactly where I wrote it. I just don't know what page it's on. It was Dean Graziosi, okay? And he taught us on sales. And he said, all people care about is how they will feel or what happens at the end. That's all people care about. So you're giving them all of this information. You're trying to get all of this stuff. When it's all said and done, all people care about is how they're going to feel at the end, what the solution is to their problem. So when you're posting, are you posting an ad or are you posting a solution? Okay. And then as far as treating your business like a business, you can't expect every single person to say yes right away. Like, how many times you go into a store and you don't buy anything, right? Then you go into the store and you don't buy anything, like in, out, until finally you're just like, okay, I'm going to finally get it now, right? There are those people that buy right away. There are those people that will never buy from you because your store is not their store. And so when you ask people, are you combating their objections confidently? Okay. Confidently is key. Do you have an arsenal of when people say, "No, thanks, I'm not interested," that you say, "Okay, thanks for getting back to me. Is there a particular reason why not?" And they say, "Well, I don't have the money for it." Okay, well, would you be interested in earning some extra money? Or would you be willing to throw a post up for me? And if I can sign 4 customers, I'll get you a product for free. Or they say, "I tried it and it didn't work." Okay, well, what products did you try and what results were you hoping to get? Like, do you have combats for these objections, or do you just give up after the first time? Do you guys know what the statistics say for how many times you have to ask someone? Give me a thumbs up if you know the statistics. Anybody? Few people. Okay, 80% of sales are made after the 5th ask. So if you're treating your business like a business, you're going to be in the mindset that you've got to ask someone 5 or more times before they're going to say yes. And you've got to be creative with those 5 times. You can't keep asking them the same way, right? You've got to build value. You got to find out what their needs are. You got to build that relationship. You got to have a sense of urgency, all of the things. And then, are you treating your business like a business? Are you giving extra value? What sets you apart from any other It Works distributor? Why should they buy from you and not me? What do you do for your customers? And then the last thing is your attitude and mindset. I talk to people all the time and their mindset is just negative. They're already expecting people to say no. They're already expecting like people to not want what they have because they're not confident and passionate about what they have. You guys are business owners. You joined It Works for a reason. So you should be excited and passionate about what you have and then go in with the mindset that everybody wants what you have. They just haven't been asked before. Everyone wants what you post about, okay? And so you got to make sure that your attitude and mindset are right. And, you know, before I send any messages, I always say an affirmation. Everyone I message says yes. People want the products, they just haven't been asked. Like, I set the tone for my messages. And then when I get a no, I combat the objections confidently. I ask what they need. I provide the value. And that's how you turn around a no into a yes, because they're not used to that, you guys. People are used to people who give up easily. That's like the world that we live in right now. So if you're not one of those people that give up easily and you're willing to fight and be confident in doing it and passionate because you know that they need it, then you're going to start seeing success. But when we have that poor mindset and we give up on the first try, then we don't get anywhere. Okay. All right. So number one is I want you guys to define success. Number two is that you got to make sure that you're treating your business like an actual business. Okay. Number three, Trent Shelton gave 4 keys to success. Okay. So I wanted to read these to you because they were so good. If you guys know Trent Shelton, drop a 2. And I just have to tell you, he has my heart right now, because when he was leaving the conference, there was like traffic backed up so far. And he was the only speaker that rolled down his window and snapped pictures with us crazy women in the parking lot. So I just thought that was super cool that he was like really personal about it. So he says there are 4 keys to success, or to getting success. Number 1 is commitment. 2 is discipline. 3 is consistency, and 4 is faith. So I'll read those again. 1 is commitment. 2 is discipline, consistency, and faith. So I just want to talk a little bit about each one of these really quick. Okay. So he says that true commitment is exposed by inconvenience. Okay, so working this business is sometimes very inconvenient, right? When there's things that you need to do and life happens. And he says your true commitment is exposed by inconvenience. So if you want to know why you're not successful, what takes you out of the game? And I am so proud to say, you guys, I have been in this business almost 5 years, and there has not been a single day that I have not showed up. I go up to the mountains and I go hunting, and we have 0 service there. You bet your butt I hike to the top of the mountain with my hundreds list and I do my hour of power hour. I have never missed a day in my whole time in the business. I'm so proud to say that. I've never been in or out. I've been all in since the beginning. And if you guys can't say that, then start now. Be all in from the beginning. Get that commitment, okay? Number 2 with discipline. He says, and I know you guys have heard this, but get great at saying no to the things that don't get you to your yes. So you gotta, like, I know that, like, we're just like, especially in this business, we want to please everyone and help everyone. But if it's not long-term going to get you to your yes, and you're striving for success, you're trying to hit a goal, you got to protect your time. And so you have to say no to the things that aren't going to get you to your yes. I said, if I can say it again, otherwise we'll have to go back and watch the recording. It says, get great at saying no to the things that don't get you to your yes. And he just said, you got to build self-control. You got to make decisions today that your future will thank you for, and realize that your time is limited. Okay. So discipline means that you are protecting your time. Then the next one with consistency. I mean, we hear all the time, you've got to be consistent. You've got to be consistent. You've got to do it every single day. And so I just want to talk about the consistency, the commitment, the discipline, all those things that we do in my team. So every single day we have something called our daily 6 list. Okay. If you do a daily 6 list, just show me a thumbs up real quick. If you do a daily 6 list, I'm going to tell you exactly what I expect from myself and what I expect from my team. Okay. Every single morning, I expect my team to wake up earlier than when their kids wake up, than when they need to for work, whatever the case is. I expect my team to wake up earlier, whatever time they need to, and do personal development. Every single morning, personal development. Number 1, I want everyone to wake up with a good mindset. Okay. I do the Denise Walsh Dream Life Journal. I swear that's what got me triple diamond in February. And I know that's what's going to take me ambassador diamond by the end of the year. Okay. The Dream Life Journal by Denise Walsh. That's what I use. Rachel Hollis has a Start Today journal. You can just get a spiral notebook and make up your own. Okay. But personal development, getting some good meditation in, some affirmations, some uplifting, speakers or music is what I say number one in the morning. So personal development, post 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook, once on Instagram, and then you're using your stories. Okay. I do morning, afternoon, and night. I'm going to talk about posting here in a minute because Dean gave us some really good tips on how to post. We message every single day. I message birthdays. I message for anniversaries. I message people who have liked and commented on my posts and say thank you. I message people by looking at their stories. And then I message people from my Facebook hundreds list. I printed out my Facebook list every single day. My goal is to get between 50 and 100 contacts every single day. Okay. And those contacts are sometimes cold messages. Sometimes they're follow-ups. Sometimes they're relationship building. Okay. Whatever it needs to be. Then number 4, so there's personal development, post, message, adding friends. When I first started this business, and I'm curious, you guys, when you first started the business, how many friends did you have on Facebook or Instagram? I only use Facebook mostly. I'm trying to get into Instagram, but when I first started this business, I had just done a Facebook cleanse, and I had 200 friends on Facebook when I first started. 200 friends. Okay. You guys got to get that number up. Okay. You got to add friends every single day. And when I first started, I added anybody. Now I've got my 5,000 friends. I'm going through, I'm deleting people. I want to add quality now. So I would just give you guys a clue to add a lot of friends, but add good quality friends, like people who are actually on Facebook, people who you actually want to be friends with and build that relationship with. So adding friends is super important. And you guys, the quicker you can get more, the better. I was listening to a call by Jocelyn Yates, and she said, fresh fish jump first. So when I started this, I had my 200 friends on Facebook, and those people knew me since I was in high school, since I was in grade school. Like they knew all about me. And that's sometimes not a good thing, right? But when you guys add new friends, if you're treating your business like a business, those people see you as a professional. They see you as a professional, which means they're going to jump first because they're going to be like, oh, I see Kelly Jo. She's drinking coffee every single day. She must be some kind of barista or something. Like, what is going on here? Like they see her as somebody who knows what they're talking about. And so they're going to be more likely to purchase from you when you treat your business like a business and you're adding friends. Okay. So adding friends is super important. So I said, I always have to go through them all. Sorry. Personal development, post, message, add friends, use your products every single day. And that's so easy to post in your story. You should be using your products every single day. And then the last thing that I say is to be on a call. I get so fired up when I'm on a team call or I'm watching one live. I don't get as fired up watching the live recordings, but when I am there, like in the heat of it, I feel so fired up. I hope that when you guys get off this call, you feel so fired up and that you're ready to make some changes in your business. Okay. And so those are my 6 things every single day, my daily 6 list: post, message, add friends, personal development, use your products, and be on a call. Okay. So, then the last thing that Trent Shelton said was faith. You guys, sometimes you just have to have faith that what you're doing is going to pay off. And I know for me, there are times where I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm working so hard. I'm not getting any customers. Like, nobody has money and all these things. And I say, well, number one, I got to change my mindset because that's not true. And I immediately start saying some good affirmations. So here I am, a triple diamond. I say the things, I feel the things that you guys feel. The difference is that I just stop saying them and I choose to say what I want to attract, because what you say, you will attract. So I change that. And then you guys, always, every single time, my hard work that I did in the past comes to fruition every single time. I'll send out 100 messages and not get anyone back. And then all of a sudden I check my downline reports and somebody random just went to my website and signed up. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. Like it's a sign. I know that I did the work. And I promise you guys, you have to have that faith. And this is the last thing that Trent Shelton said, and I actually highlighted it in orange because this is the truth. This right here is the 100% truth. The only impossibilities that exist are the ones that you create. Okay? The only impossibilities that exist are the ones that you create. So we make our own obstacles by overthinking, by having a negative mindset, by reading into things that aren't really there. We need to stop doing that. Okay? Have unwavering faith, do the work every single day, and it will pay off 100% every single time. Okay? So, that was Trent Shelton's little spiel. And he also said, or this wasn't him, this was, I'll just tell you who it was, because then that way, if you want to look him up, you can. Tom Bilyeu. He said, we have to stop thinking about the money, start thinking about the value, and become that person. Okay, so a lot of times we just like are chasing the money, we're just chasing the bank, we just want to get the clothes. Like, why? Like, we just want to say that we signed a customer, right? But we need to stop thinking about the money, and we need to start thinking about the value. Okay, so what value are you bringing to someone's life? And then become the right person for the job. And that's where we're going to go into this next segment, becoming the right person for the job. So as I'm looking at all of you guys' faces, we are all so different. And that is such a blessing, because the people that Heather can help, I'm not going to be able to help. The people that Paige can help, they sign up with her because of who she is. Okay. And I mean, I'm sure you guys have experienced, you talked to people before, and then all of a sudden they signed with somebody else and you're like, what? And maybe that person just followed up at the right time, or maybe they connected with that person in a different way than what they could connect with you. And that's perfectly fine. Okay. And so I want you guys to become the right person for the job and find those people who need you. So what I want you guys to do is, on your piece of paper, you guys aren't going to be able to see this very well, but I want you to put your name, you, in a circle, and just draw some lines out to the side of it. Okay. I don't know if you guys have ever done like this kind of web thing before, but it's pretty simple. But just write some words out to the side. Like, what are your strengths? What are you passionate about? Like, what do you enjoy? And if some of you guys want to unmute and share, that would be cool, because I just want to get to know you guys a little bit better. So ones that are around mine is, I really am competitive. I like fitness. I do CrossFit. I try to eat healthy, but I also like to eat a lot of crap. I'm a mom of 2. I'm a former math teacher. I play roller derby. I go hunting. Like, these are things that I have that I'm really passionate about. And maybe some of them you guys have, and maybe some of them you don't have. But those are the things like on my Facebook that I'm posting about. So I want to hear from just 1 or 2 of you guys.
I am a mom to a son that has sensory processing disorder, and I'm really passionate about bringing awareness to that. I'm a bikini competitor, so I'm going on my 3rd competition, so I'm very passionate about fitness. And I am obsessed with my husband, still 5 years in. So I talk about that often as well. So
I love it. That's so cool. And you can bring so much knowledge and education to people in those 3 aspects, and also make it fun. Like, we always say, like, your post should be educational, engaging, entertaining, like those 3 things. And like, you can do so much with that. So that's so cool. Thank you for sharing. One more person, maybe.
I'll do mine. So the first is being a dog mom. So I have my little dog. I don't have a child. That's my child. So being a dog mom, Chick-fil-A, I used to work there, but like I could eat Chick-fil-A every day. Traveling, I love to travel. I'm always on the go. Helping people. So before I started this, well, just recently I retired from my nursing career, but being a nurse, so helping people, like I'm very passionate about that. and pumpkin spice. And that even before we came up with the pumpkin spice coffee, that was like my thing year round.
I love it. And you guys, like, even just hearing those two, like, it can be anything. Like, anything that you love is who you are. Okay. So Rachel gave us this, and it's basically her foundations of success. Okay. Like what she deemed the most important all the way up. Okay. So I'm just going to give it to you. Take it or leave it. I mean, went to this conference. This is her philosophy. So number one at the very bottom is you. You are at the bottom. And I think it's so important that you embrace who you are and what your strengths are. And also to become the person that you want to be. Like I just said, that we need to become the right person for the job, is you've got to become that person. And so, if I'm going to be really passionate about nutrition and fitness, well, then I need to find a way to lessen the junk food and make it more healthy. Like I can't just talk the talk. I've got to walk the walk as well. And if Marisa's doing bikini competitions, like she's got to walk the walk. And so we need to like have the foundation of what we are, who we want to stand for, and be that person all of the time. Do you guys all know Ashley Mayfield? Drop what number are we on? Drop a 3 if you know Ashley Mayfield. Okay, I haven't ever shared this story with you guys, with anybody, but at Green Carpet, I was sitting, anyone at Green Carpet on this call? Okay, so I was like sitting in the front row and before the back pews kind of go up, and there was a piece of garbage on the floor. And I had seen it, but I was sitting in my chair, and I just was sitting in my chair, so I didn't get it. And there were a lot of different leaders that were walking by. Ashley Mayfield walks by, picks up the trash, takes it to her seat, and I'm sure put it in her purse to throw away later. And like for me, that was like oh snap, she is this person all of the time that is always like, it doesn't matter what rank she is, it doesn't matter where she is, it doesn't matter where she's going, she's going to be that person no matter what. And like for me, it was kind of like a slap in the face. That's like, I say that I want to be a person like that, but why didn't I do it? Well, it was inconvenient. I wasn't going down there. Like someone else would have picked it up, right? And so like we actually need to be that person. Okay. So number one is you. I really want you guys to be clear on what are your 5 pillars? What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? And then how can your product, service, and experience, that's number 2, product, service, experience. Obviously we have products, but we also provide service. I don't know if all of you guys, but I manage all my customers' accounts for them just to make it hassle-free. And then experiences, when we're doing these pop-up parties or try it, so products, services, experiences is above you. And so being passionate about your products. Now, I am Mormon. I don't drink coffee. So it's hard for me to be super passionate about coffee. Now, I wish I drink it because you all make it look so good, but I don't, and so that's not something I'm passionate about. So it's not something I'm posting consistently about. Like I'll share the information, but I'm not personally passionate about. But what I am passionate about is the probiotic, because Lord knows before that came out, I would go to the bathroom like once every 3 days and it was rotten. So I'm so passionate about the probiotic. I'm so passionate about the hydrate because I don't drink the water I need to while I'm working out. I'm so passionate about New You, and I'm sad that it's leaving, but like I'm so passionate about my product. So I want to know, I want you guys to write down, what are the products that you are most passionate about? What are the ones that like you can't live without, that you feel like you're doing a disservice by not closing a customer on this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like by you not closing someone, you are ruining their life. Like you're that passionate about it. So that's second to bottom, your product, service, or experience. So which one are you so passionate about? Okay, now the one above that is branding. So how are you branding yourself? And I know when I first heard this, I was thinking like branding meant that I was using the same font, that I was using the same filter, that I was, doing all of the things the same. But how she branded herself, for those of you who know who she is, knows that she started out doing events. Okay. And so she had to brand herself as like, I do personal events. I do inexpensive events. I do like, what kind of events do I do? And she branded herself as I do luxury events. And so then when she was posting It was all about luxury, and that was her brand. And so it got me thinking, I sell blank products. So I want you guys to fill in that blank for yourself. I sell blank products. And let's see if we can get kind of creative as far as how we could brand ourselves based on who we are and the products that we're passionate about. Oh, and I'm so glad you guys are sharing your favorites in the comments. Anybody have a good word to fill in there? I sell blank products. Zapping? What does that mean?
I don't know what it really means, but like fat zapping, acne zapping, energy zapping, like you're zapping.
That's creative. I sell confidence boosting products. See that? Like all of a sudden, like I just got super passionate about that, Carrie Ann. Where are you? I can't even see your face. Confidence boosting. Who needs that in their life? Yeah, so many people need confidence, right? And if Carrie Ann's selling confidence boosting and I'm not low on confidence, that's where I'm going. Mine that I wrote in was lifestyle products, because my brand, I want to help people live their best life. And so I want to figure out what their lifestyle is and pair products to fit them the best. And so my posts are going to be more about, like, I have an active lifestyle. These are the products I use. So-and-so has a busy lifestyle. These are the products they use. Heather says, I sell life-changing products. Cool. Okay. So do you guys health enhancing? So do you guys see how like creating, like filling in this blank can give you so much direction and excitement as far as the brand that you're building, the person who you want to become? Like it just gets me all jazzed up and excited, you know, because it just like puts that shift, it puts that own personal aspect on it to help get you to that next level and really become that person that you want to be. Okay. So the fourth one up is your customer experience. Okay, so we're back to this bean dip is what she called it. So you, product, service, experiences, branding, customer experience. Okay, we don't have time to do all of this stuff, so I'm just going to go over it real quick, and you guys can do it in a minute or when like another day. But what is the customer journey like? So think about it. Someone just becomes your friend on Facebook. Like you guys added people on Facebook today. Go and see who that brand new person is that just accepted your request. Go look through your page. What do they see? What do you think they see? Go look at their page. What are they looking for? Like your customers, like your friends on your Facebook tell you exactly what you need to know. So go scroll through her page and see what she's about. Scroll through your page and see what you think that she thinks you're about. Now we're getting kind of confusing, right? And then walk yourself through that first message that you send to her. Okay. And then that second message that you send, that third message. And then when she says yes, and she actually signs up as a customer, then what happens? Does she get a message from you on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? Does she get a thank you card from you? What happens when she finishes her 3 months? Do you continue following up with her? Does she never hear from you again? Are you one of those people that are done and out in 3 months? And so now you just gave her a bad taste in your mouth because you were one of those distributors that wasn't fully committed, and now she joined with you and you don't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the customer journey like for you guys? So that's the fourth one up, customer experience. And it's going to look different for everybody, but something that you really need to be aware of if you're being a professional business owner is how can you make that the best experience for them? Okay. Up one goes to marketing. Okay. Marketing. And there are 4 C's to marketing. Okay. 4 C's to marketing. I'm going to pull them up that way to make sure I get them right. The 4 C's to marketing is number 1, content. And these are the questions to ask yourself. What kind of content would inspire and motivate my current and potential customers? Okay, so when you're deciding what kind of post to make, what kind of content would inspire and motivate my current and potential customers? What do I want to say? What kind of content will serve my product, service, or experience best? Okay, so what kind of content? Is that a live video? Is it Is it before and after picture? Is it an indirect post? Is it a direct post? You know, what kind of content will serve it best? So the content that you're providing, okay? The second C is consistency. How much time do I need to commit to social media marketing? What tools can I put in place to better help me produce consistent content? And how much content will I need to do consistently to schedule my posts? And so, you know, I know that there are people who make all their posts for the whole entire month in one day. So they have all their pictures to choose from. How often are you posting? Are you posting 3 to 5 times a day or posting once a day? How much do you need to be consistent? And what does your market like to see? I have found when I do morning, afternoon, night, between 3 to 5 posts and keep them at least 3 to 4 hours apart, I reach so many people. Okay. If you post back to back and you're sharing stuff and it's confusing and you're using spammy words, nobody's seeing your stuff. Okay. So be consistent with your time so that way they can depend on you. Okay. They know that you're posting. If I didn't post one day, I'm sure I would get messages like from hundreds of people on my team being like, what? Like, well, you didn't post today. Where are you? Are you dead? Like, what's going on? Okay. The second C is community, or sorry, the third C is community. It says, take some time to brainstorm ways you will find your community or your customers. You'll empower your customers and you'll grow your customer base. Okay. So your community, how are you going to find them? How are you going to empower them? And how are you going to grow it? And then the last C is call to action, CTA, call to action. So you got to tell them what to do. Like anybody else, like their husband is like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Like, don't make me guess. Okay. Customers are the same way. Just tell them what to do and they'll do it. If they want it, they're going to do it. So tell them, make sure you give them that call to action. And Dean Graziosi was talking about closing the sale. And he was like, so many of us, we do awesome with the presentation, but when it comes time to closing the sale, we lose all confidence. We like put our head down, we put our hands together, our shoulders like get smaller. You guys, if we have to have the mindset that we are doing them a disservice by not closing them. We have to be more confident in the close than we even were in presenting the information. And if you're not, he said, then you're not truly passionate about your product. Eek! Like, ouch, right? But that's the truth. If you shrink back from a close, then you don't really believe it's going to help them. And that's on you. And that's what's crippling your success. Okay. So give them a call to action and be confident in your close. Then up from marketing, go back to this picture, is sales. And like I said, Dean is a great person to listen to his podcasts. And he said that when you're writing a post, you want to have 3 elements of your post. The first one is your hook. And he said, so if you're scrolling through Facebook, you want to become the red shirt in the sea of black shirts. You want to be the one that makes them stop, either from your picture or from your first line. So your first line is your hook. Okay. And then you're going to go into your story. And he said most network marketers and most business owners are really good at the story part. So you got to get better at the hook. The story, most of us already have. That's where you're sharing your experience or overcoming fear or, you know, whatever the story part is. And then your close is your call to action and your summing up. And he said, be clear with your close. So be clear, be concise. And then I really love this, you guys. And I think it's really important in our business. This is my opinion, but our sense of urgency needs to be real. Has anybody ever been like, I only have 4 more spots left. Like, message me now if you want to claim yours, right? You guys, we have more than 4 spots, right? And if we're always saying, I only have 4 spots, I only have 2 spots, and then next week we're saying the exact same thing, all of a sudden we lose credibility and our sense of urgency. So here's what I want you guys to think about. How is closing today going to benefit them than closing tomorrow? How can you write a real story that's like, listen, how long have you had really unhealthy hair and you've been wanting to grow it out? Okay. By you just not taking this leap of faith and doing it with me tonight, you're going to continue making up excuses. You're going to continue putting it off. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. We're going to get you where you need to be. You know what I mean? Like, can your sense of urgency be about them, not about filling a spot that's not even real? And, you know, I'm totally guilty, but this was a mindset shift for me that I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a sense of urgency that's real and about them, not about filling it. So that's my own personal advice there. Okay. And then we have to stop apologizing when we're closing. Stop saying like be confident in your close. I know so many people that when they're closing, they're just like, I'm sorry, but it's going to be this much money. And yes, you have to do it 3 months. Like we're apologizing. Like be proud of that. Like you're going to get my wholesale cost. I'm going to make sure that you're getting results. You can switch your product each month for whatever you need. And you're going to have an account with me for life. Plus you're going to earn some perks points in there. Freak, you being a customer, you get a better deal on the products than I get on the products. Like, to be honest, right? Like if they're in it for the products, they're earning tons of free products, and we make the commissions, which is nice. But like, we got to be proud of this customer program that Mark created for us, because it really truly is amazing. And so when you're closing it, be confident in that. And he just said, if you feel awkward in closing, then you got to go back and buy in on what you're selling. So personally, you guys, if you feel awkward in the close, go do some personal development and go get serious about your products that you're selling and make sure that you believe in them. Okay. All right. We are almost done. Okay. So that was sales. Number 7 going up is finances. And this was interesting. And it was like a slap on my wrist. Okay. She said, how much money have you made this year? Can anyone answer that? Like, exactly. How much money have you made this year? I couldn't answer it. I mean, I could maybe give like a rough ballpark. I'm not asking you guys to answer it. You don't have to put that in the chat. Okay. But like, I couldn't answer it. I was like, maybe between this and this. And she's like, well, how much profit? How much revenue? And I'm like, what do those words even mean? And then oh, go ahead.
My husband, we just talked about this recently. So my husband is a numbers guy. He's actually, he's in the financial industry. And we sit down and do the numbers. So I've been in 4.5 years. We sit down and do the numbers every June to calculate what I've brought in the first 6 months and then what comes in the second 6 months, right? And so we actually just did these numbers. It's roughly 55K from January to June. And it was a slap on the wrist when we sat down and we looked at it. And I know where you're going with that. And so he's here listening to this with me, and we were like, yeah, like, and that's our It Works income. That's not even his full-time job. So yeah, it was an interesting thing to put it down on paper this year.
Yeah. And so like for me, and this is so silly, you guys, and Kelly Jo helped me with this, but I was like, when I sign a hair, skin, and nails customer and I put it on my 6th level, I make 60 cents. And every hair, skin, and nails customer that I sign, I send them a free sample of Keto Energy. That's $1. I send them a thank you card. That's 20 cents. I mail it. That's 80 cents. So every single customer that I sign, I actually lose money on because I'm sending them all of this stuff, which is great. It causes customer retention, right? It makes them feel good. It's something special. But business-wise, is that smart? And so Rachel's like saying, instead of spending money, spend time. How can she says that she runs her business at the speed of cash. And so she doesn't do anything until she has the cash saved. And so many times we're just spending, not even realizing that if we're even making anything, And so like when I do my finances is I set aside this much for bills, I set aside this much for playing money, and the rest of it goes in savings. So I know I'm making profit, but I also know that I'm not being a good steward of my money. And if you guys have never read the compensation plan, you haven't looked at your commissions breakdown, you haven't understood why it's going up and down and how to maximize it, then you're not being a true business owner. You guys, I joined this business to make $50. I wanted to make sure that I always came out on top. So the compensation plan, and granted, I'm a math teacher, so I like the numbers, but the compensation plan was important to me to understand how it works. And when you understand it, and you learn how you can maximize one order for you and your downline of how you guys can make the most money with placement and all of the things, it's going to take your business to the next level. And it's so important. And this is something that I'm going to work on extremely, you know, because here I am asking God for more, and I'm not even maybe taking care of what I have. I thought that I was, but when she asked these questions, I couldn't even answer it. And so I really want you guys to be a good steward of your money now. Okay. So finances. And then you guys, if you say you want to make X amount of money, then like if that's what your definition of success is making $500 a month, then figure out how to make $500 a month. Like, you guys, I take a chart, a Ruby chart, and I put volume in different places, and I do a paycheck projection, and I say, okay, if I have this much volume here, this much volume here, this much volume here, what would my commissions be? So when my new distributor signs up and says that she wants to make $200 a month, I can tell her commissions, this is what you need on volume. Or you sign 2 distributors, or you sell this much in coffee and wraps. Like, do you know that? You're a business owner. Do you know how to make $200? If you know how to make $200, then you're going to learn how to make 500. When you learn how to make 500, then you can learn how to make 1,000. But if you're just sitting here spinning your wheels, posting, messaging when you feel like it, just going through the motions, you're not treating your business like a business, and you're not going anywhere. If you want to level up, you got to level up. That means that you've got to learn, and the best way to learn is by doing it. Okay. Finances is so important, and you guys joined to make money. So start taking that seriously. And I'm saying it to myself too, is how are you making it? How are you spending it? Okay. And that goes back to what Samara was saying about taking care of her family, right? So where is the money going? What are you saving for? Do you have a goal in mind? Kelly Jo, will you just do it on your own number? Sorry. I thought that I would be done in an hour, and I'm almost done. Okay. Number 8 is systems and processes. So what systems do you have in place for your team that makes it duplicatable? And if you don't have people on your team, then you need to start scheduling like 30 minutes. This is what I would do if I did have a teammate. And during that 30 minutes, you're creating stuff that you would use to train them. Okay. Like, you've got to have the systems and processes in place. So I just sent a new distributor. What's the first message I send to them? What's the first post that they make? What's the first message they send? What happens when they get a no? And if you guys aren't messaging on your own, then you're not going to be able to help them with their objections, right? Okay. And so get your systems and processes ready. Okay, that's 8. And then number 9 is people, and number 10 is leadership. And we didn't get very much information on this, but take care of your people. Take care of your customers that you have right now. Take care of your distributors that you have right now. If you want more, you got to take care of what you have. Even if you just have one customer, like, love the heck out of them. Like, be grateful for them every single time an order goes through. Be just ecstatic about it, right? Celebrate your wins that you do have. Take care of the people that you do have. So then people want to be part of what you're creating. And then last is leadership, you guys. And I found it interesting that leadership was at the top, but also, like, leadership is leading by example. And all of these things are crucial in your business. And maybe you don't have them in this order, but all of these things are crucial in your business. And in order to be a leader, you have got to understand and lead by example on all of these aspects. Okay, you can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And so when you get proficient at all of these things, then you're at the top, and you're going to be able to teach your team to do the same thing. And that leadership is super important. Okay, so just to end this up, you guys, I really want you guys to figure out what's your goal for the end of this month. I don't want you waiting till January 1st. I don't want you waiting till December 1st. You guys, they've got some big Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday stuff coming up. Anything is possible. But what is your goal to end this month with? And what are you willing to do to actually get there? I mean, I'm so sick and tired of people saying, well, I wanted to be successful and I'm not. But when I look at their page does not look like a business owner. When I look at their posts, there's no value. There's nothing there. There's no consistency. There's no passion. There's nothing special. Okay. And so what are you going to change? What are you going to do? What is, and like Chrissy said, reaching that goal to create that success that you are setting for yourself to end this month. I want you guys to be clear on that. So write it down on your own page. And And then what's your goal by the end of the year? You guys, I am triple diamond and my goal is ambassador. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to bring in an extra 200,000 volume and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to, I'm not even like, I've set this goal at the beginning of last month and I'm not even worried. I am at peace with this goal because I know what I need to do. I know what I can teach my team. And I know that God willing, if it's in his cards and I'm willing to do the work, it will happen. And so, you know, set your end goal where you want it to be. And then your all-time big goal, you know, and my all-time big goal is to be happy and help other people be happy. And how can this business do that? Like, I want to love working every single day. Okay. That's my all-time big goal, is to love it. Right. And then to be able to purchase things and influence people and just all of the things. Right. And so I know that by continuing to grow my team, continuing to grow my business, I'm going to get where I ultimately want to be and can do this for the rest of my life. And then, like I said, in order to level up, you have to level up. You got to be reading the books. You've got to be listening to podcasts, watching the YouTube videos, and not just watching it, but implementing it. I have people on my team who send these personal development videos every single day. And I'm like, listen, no more sending personal development videos until you create something, until you apply what you're actually listening to and it actually changes your business. Like, no more just sharing and listening and watching. Like, I want creation. I want change, you know? And so don't just listen, actually apply it. Okay. Get to events and conferences. If you are not going to green carpet, or not green carpet, if you're not going to conference, I'm sorry, then you don't really want success. If I could tell you that by you spending $800 and getting to conference, your plane ticket, your ticket to get there, like all the things, that you could turn around and make $2,000 monthly income, you would do it. And I'm telling you, that's what happens. I had a girl paid as distributor in January, paid as diamond at the end of February because she went to conference. And she almost quit on me in December. And I said, you're giving me 30 more days. You guys, conference changes everything. If you're serious about your business, you'll get your booty to conference. And I'm sure anybody who's been can attest that it's the most incredible experience of your life. That will build your belief like none other. And then you guys start hosting and stepping up. If your team is doing calls, start unmuting and putting in your 2 cents. Like, I can tell the people who are successful in this business because they unmuted on this call, whether it was uncomfortable or not. Those of you who had stuff to say and you didn't unmute, it's because you're not confident. And I'm telling you, start unmuting on your own team calls. Start sharing what you're doing. If your leader gives you an opportunity to host a power hour, if you do a podcast and you learn something like I did, I went to this conference, I made my own picture with my own ID number. And I said, hey, I'm doing this, you know, and I didn't know if my team would show up, but I did it anyway. So I invited other people. Like, I don't even care. Like, I've got good stuff to share and I'm sharing it. And you guys have good stuff to share. So share it. Quit thinking that it's not good enough. Just do it. That's how you step into leadership, is you just do it. And I fumbled over my words. My mouth is so dry. I probably said all of the wrong words, but you guys get what I'm saying. You guys are with me and it's fine. It doesn't matter. So start stepping up, start hosting your own Zoom calls, start talking in calls. That's so, so important. And then provide more value. Okay. If you want to make more money, you got to give more value, period. End of story. Like, if you want to make more money, you give more value. So what do you guys do from here on out? You complete your daily 6 list with no excuses. Okay. You quit letting inconvenience stop you. You do your 6 list every single day. From here on out, you guys run your business like a business every single day. Okay. Figure out what works for you and do those things and say no to the other things. Okay. If you're great at cold messaging, stick with cold messaging. If you're great with parties, do more parties. If you're great with attraction marketing and getting people voting on your polls, then do more of that. Okay. Like, stick with what you're good at and continue to really invest your time, energy, and effort. And then, you guys, the last thing is, everyone who is successful in this company will tell you they completed their steps to success. 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors every month. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing enough. Period. End of story. Okay. Which means you're not reaching out to enough people. You're not creating the value. You need to take it personal when you don't complete your steps to success. Okay, and you have to fight for it because it's not easy. It's not easy to sign 3 distributors every single month, but that's what leaders do. So if you want to be successful, you'll make sure that you make it happen. Okay. All right, you guys. I almost kept it to an hour. Actually, I probably did, with the exception of my computer screwing up at the beginning. So I think we're good. But I'll get this recording up. I'll post it in our Triples Pushing Prez group, so then that way they can send it out to the people who aren't on my team. Or you can just go to my YouTube channel, just Tamika Davis. It'll be up there in about 30 minutes, and you can ship this out to anyone that you think could find value from it. So thank you guys for being on. See ya.